Welcome back to Dork Points, everybody. This is Ron, and tonight we are talking about all the games that are leaving PS Premium and Extra for the month of June 2024, starting with the only premium game, Baja Edge of Control. That's it. And now for Extra, of course, the big one, Grand Theft Auto 5. Everybody knows this game. Everybody who would play this game probably has played this game. You know what it is. I don't need to show much gameplay here. It's Grand Theft Auto 5. Alright, moving on to MotoGP 23. I really liked this. I feel like this game was added fairly recently. Am I wrong about that? I guess let me know. But I really did enjoy it. I have to say, the easy setting, it's interesting, the easy setting is almost too easy. But this is a game that, so I would recommend playing it on normal. But this is a game that a racing game I actually enjoy. It's not too I love the more arcadey games, but it's not too realistic. It's not Gran Turismo or anything, so I did enjoy it. All right, DC League of Super Pets: The Adventures of Crypto and Ace. I was so excited to play this multiple times, and then I would look at the what do you call it, the little video they have showing you what the gameplay's like, and I was like, oh no. And I kept doing that, and then when I saw it was leaving, I did the same thing. I was like, oh, I can't wait to play this first. This is going to be fun. And then I started playing it, and I was like, oh yeah, it's this. It's just running straight ahead and shooting things. This has got to be for like little kids, because even my daughter wouldn't dig this game. And there's some running along the ground, but it's mostly like a quick time event. It's got some charm to it. It's kind of got a Pixar charm to it, but this is all it is. Alright, moving on to Indivisible, the big surprise in the bunch. Wow, I saw a side-scrolling, turn-based RPG, and I said, I don't even want to make a video for this, and I gotta tell you, I'm in love! I love it! It's so different than anything I've played. The gameplay itself, the fighting, almost feels like a brawler, like a Street Fighter, because each character is represented by a button. So sometimes when they have enough power, you can like mash the buttons, and you almost use them like combos against the players, and the exploration as well is pretty interesting. It's a little Metroidvania, but not too much. You understand where you need to go, and I totally appreciate that in these games. But yeah, Indivisible, fun to play. A turn-based RPG side-scroller that is fun to play. Check it out. Alright, moving on to The Wild at Heart. This style, I think there was this game called Witchwood, was the name of the game, and it's got this really charming animated style to it, but I guess the heart of the game is you have these little onion creatures. I don't know if you can see them on the screen there. I'm having them open a bag of trash. So you use them to open things, and you have a leaf blower that also helps you, but you basically come into an area and you have to figure out how to open up the next area, and then you go into that one. It's a little, I don't know, it's a little blasé, I have to say. I know a lot of games have that in them, that system set up, but there's, I don't know, even the story hasn't hooked me yet. Alright, moving on to Dodgeball Academia. This was another game that I kept seeing, and I was like, okay, I know what it is, but it looks kind of cool. So when I saw it was leaving, I was like excited to finally play it, and I tell you what, I really enjoyed it. It's very intuitive and easy to get a hold of, come to grips to, easy to understand. Sorry for my words, but yeah, it's actually fun to play, and it seems like there's a linear story here, so it's not just like a player versus player kind of online thing. There's a story here that you're going to play through, I believe. That's the impression I'm getting, but yeah, check it out, it's fun. Alright, moving on to Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. Now, the opposite of fun. I'm sorry, well-made game, looks beautiful, but what they're doing is they're taking, like, Unravel, but making it one player. So the big brother is your L stick and your L buttons, and then the younger brother is the R stick and the R1 and R2 buttons. And it is really hard to understand at first, and it's almost obtuse. The controllers sometimes, like, how to turn there, like which brother's in front, makes the turning almost inverted, and yeah, it just takes a while to understand it, but once you do, it's okay. but there are still many moments like you're going to see here where we yeah, and then you block each other. Yeah, these, this is kind of like that Twin Robots thing where you're playing two players at once, and I hate it. Yeah, and this whole thing where you have to bring him up on the bridge, it kept falling, and then I just ended up like moving the two toggles back and forth to bring the bridge up. I didn't even understand what I was doing. So for me, as far as, even though it looks like a lot of love and care went into this game, I'm just not interested. Sorry, guys. All right, the Talos Principle. This one I really expected to love, and to be honest, just this is the opening bit here, and it almost looks kind of cheap. I mean, everything's well rendered and everything, but it looks like I don't know. I've seen screenshots of the game, and it gets more futuristic looking, I believe, and but it's a puzzle solver, and the problem is unlike Portal, it doesn't give you a simple puzzle at the beginning. It doesn't say, here's the portal, here's the cube, all right, now do it again until you get the hang of it. It just kind of dumps you in to this semi-open environment where you have to do multiple puzzles, and you all have to do all of them in order to open like the final door, I guess, to the next level. But yeah, just kind of disappointing for me. I just felt lost. Alright, moving on to Unturned, and I've said enough about this game, but I finally decided, okay, I'm going to try to play it online. Maybe that's what makes this game fun, but there was only one group that I could find that had more than 3 players in it. It had 6, but then the server just didn't work, so I ended up playing it solo offline, and the same thing happened the last time I played this game. I came up to a building for resources, guns, anything I could find, and was immediately accosted by a bunch of zombies, and running away from them is hard. They just keep coming after you. I just dislike this game at its core. Alright, Monster Jam Steel Titans. Now, I was playing through the tutorial, and I had a really hard time with this tutorial. And then, after 2 attempts, I finally got through to the actual game, and then I realized, oh, I've played this before. I've played this for a PS Extra binge video, and I hate it, because the first race is this. Everybody just gets ahead of you. You have no speed or power to catch up. They just blow you away, and you're kind of left stranded in the dust. Now, there are a couple stunt parts in the tutorial section of the game, or the the free play section of the game, that are really fun, where you can kind of spin and do tricks, and that stuff's enjoyable, but if this is the racing, what am I doing wrong here? Alright, final game of the night, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. This is a classic platformer. I can't remember from what era. I think maybe PS2. It could be earlier than that. PS2 Wii, maybe that time. Yeah, it's pretty basic. It's a remaster or a remake of that original. I guess remaster. It definitely looks better than the original game. It's easier to play. But if I'm honest, if I want to play one of these cartoony, kids-oriented platformers, I would much rather play Jak and Daxter, Banjo-Kazooie, Crash Bandicoot, Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank, just anything other than this, because I hate to admit it, but I find SpongeBob kind of annoying. I know that's probably sacrilegious for some people out there, but yeah, I find him annoying. But a well-looking game, a well-made, good-looking game, that, it's a classic platformer, so enjoy it if you like that kind of thing. Yeah, there you go. That's all the games that are leaving in June for PS Premium and Extra. I hope you enjoyed that, and have a good night, everybody. Goodbye!